Hello Virgo, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Virgo for the next 3 months. So this will be for the first quarter of 2022 between January and to the end of March. So obviously we are already halfway through January, so this will just be from whenever you find it until the end of March. Now, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now, Virgo, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, they are trying to scam you and they are impersonating me. Please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if you want to get to know me more and have some additional tarot readings, you can give me a follow there. But let's see what we have here. And do consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. Let's go ahead and get everything in view, and then we'll get right into it. All right. Energy on the bottom, you have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is a card that I like to describe as the assassin in the tarot, okay? And the reason being is Queen of Swords takes their sword and cuts through whatever is no longer serving them. And in fact, they can be quite ruthless if you try to cross a Queen of Swords. Definitely not somebody you want to mess with, all right? Definitely not somebody who will mince words. If you try to get in their way, they're just going to walk right through you and you'll probably get hurt, right? And I don't mean physically, I mean like in terms of emotionally, or like in terms of they will not pull punches in terms of their words. Yeah, I've said that 100 different times in 100 different ways, but you know what I'm saying. And so you could be taking on this energy of, I'm going to be an assassin and I'm going to get my work done and I'm going to put my head down and do the work and nothing will stop me from completing my task. And some of you could be taking that energy on right now. For others of you, what could be happening is you could be dealing with somebody here who has those sorts of qualities. They can be quite challenging. They can be somebody who will not take their foot off the gas pedal. And I actually feel like so I'm getting like multiple storylines here. First and foremost, some of you Virgos could be dealing with a Gemini sign. Don't get hung up like on whether it's the sun or the moon or the rising. They could have Gemini in anywhere in their chart, but they may have Gemini energy about them. Second, some of you, I'm getting these two storylines. Some of you may be dealing with a challenging person, and others of you here may want to take heed that you're not acting impulsively with a conversation. Those are kind of the two storylines that are jumping out right now, but let's see how this unfolds. So right away in the middle, you have the Knight of Swords, which is a card of taking action. And in fact, this card is all about something that moves so fast that it could feel a little bit chaotic in your life. Along with that, it says that be careful that you're not being impulsive as well. And so this is what I was saying, where if you are taking on those attributes of the Queen of Swords in this case, I would say be careful of maybe a tendency to like push people out of your way, or a tendency to like do an impulsive act, especially as you are maybe communicating with others. On another level, somebody could just come into your life like a wrecking ball. But this is a very good reading overall, but it's kind of an interesting message that I'm getting. That's kind of what's coming through. So we'll call it January, you have the Devil, the Two of Swords, and the Five of Wands. So the Devil is a toxic, challenging person, potentially. And I'm feeling like just a challenging energy from the Queen of Swords in this case. And so this is what I'm saying here, where some of you may be dealing with somebody who has some toxic tendencies at this time, and they could come in pretty quickly. Okay. Now on another level, the Devil is a card of our shadows, And so there could be things that you are working through at this time mentally, because this upper row is the row of your thoughts, what is on your mind, and those sorts of situations. You also here have this Two of Swords. Two of Swords represents an injustice in your life, or it can be. I always like to say that these two swords can represent emotional daggers being thrown between you and another. And I do see a conversation happening here that could be heated and for you in the next 3 months. And it's hard to say who this could be with. It could be with your father. It could be with an important masculine in your life, or it could be with a partner. Okay. And those are kind of the people that I'm feeling in this reading. And again, I would say just a warning to not say something impulsively that you can't take back, okay, with this energy here. Not trying to scare you in any way, it's just what's coming through. Lastly, here you have this Five of Wands, which is a conflict or a struggle potentially. And in this lower row, I always like to say this is the row of your subconscious or the hidden or what you can't see. And the Five of Wands in this lower row for me is about an internal conflict. Okay, so you may be conflicted about how to handle. The other thing is this Two of Wands can represent somebody who is restricted in speech. You may feel like you don't get to say what you want to say to this person, and it results in an impulsive blow up or an impulsive explosion or something like that. Is kind of what I'm feeling, because the thing is, the Queen of Swords will never feel restricted in speech. That's the thing. The Queen of Swords will always just not mince words, as I've said 100 times. And that's why I feel like maybe some of you are like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling here. Now, in the month of February, you have the Lovers, the Knight of Swords, and the Moon. So we talked about how this Knight of Swords may be an event that comes in impulsively or quickly or chaotically, or in person that comes in like a wrecking ball or something like that here with the Devil and the Queen of Swords. And now we have this situation with Lovers here as well, which can be your partner, the person that you're in a relationship with. It can also represent a Gemini, or it can represent an important choice to make in your life or in love. And, you know, there could be something here coming forward where, like I said, for some of you, this is like with a father figure, or for others of you, this conversation I'm picking up on, or this event that I'm picking up on, where you want to be very careful about how you handle. It could be with a person that you're involved with, or it could be your father. That's what I'm feeling. Lastly, here you have the Moon in the lower row. Now, the Moon does warn that there could be an emotionally intense situation, an emotionally charged situation. And it's interesting because the Moon can also represent your subconscious and subconscious fears, and this lower row is the subconscious. So I have to tell you, this card's been coming in for the collective here in this lower row during these 3-month readings. So there is something happening here at a collective level, but certainly for you, when I get this down here, it's just be very careful of the way that you are talking to yourself, and take note of the subconscious messages that are coming in, and also be careful of emotionally charged situations. And how you might react to those things. Now, in the month of March, things start to pick up here. You have Judgment, the Emperor, and the King of Wands. So the Emperor is the father archetype, which is kind of why I'm saying some of you, it may be with your father or an important masculine in your life. It may even be with an authority figure, such as a boss or something like that here. Now, as a quality of yourself, the Emperor says that you are bossing up. You are taking on this big boss energy. You are successful. This is a very good omen in business situations, especially because you also here have this King of Wands, which is somebody who is, this is like the traditional entrepreneur in the tarot, but notice the star here on the throne. I always like to say that the King of Wands is like the star of the show. Okay, if you find them working for someone, they're running that show. Okay, they're probably leading somebody, or you can just feel the passion coming off of them. Okay, and it's that type of energy, but it's somebody who's very successful in whatever it is that they do for enterprise, because Wands is the suit of enterprise. Along with that, you have this Judgment card, which talks about karma. And it says that the choices that you've made are rendering out in real time. The steps that you've taken are rendering out in real time. And so just, it's a message saying that you're getting the outcome you deserve. But it's also a card of like spiritual awakenings, revelations, understandings. And it's a very powerful, very important card around those areas. So let's go ahead and start to clarify. If you're enjoying this, hit that like button, subscribe, and you can check out my website if you'd like to sign up for my email list. There's a link to that in the description below. I also really appreciate you being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. So let's see what we get here. Okay. So I'm using a new Oracle deck here, and I've been liking the messages that are coming through. Do let me know what you think about this Oracle deck, though. So you have Water Guardian. Yep, connect with your emotions. There's a emotional situation here on the board that I feel. Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. Similar to this Queen of Swords energy that I'm picking up on that card. You also here have Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing, as well as Knight, be brave and honest. Look, as long as you are being honest with somebody and about a situation, that's all you can do, right? And why did these cards just come out? Oh, interesting. These cards just popped out of the deck here. Coffin and unexpected income. Interesting. Okay. There could be a dispute over an inheritance. I'm just going to say that. Let's see what else we get. Let's pull some additional messages here. Wow, we're having a lot of cards that want to come forward. By the way, I'm not foretelling death or dying. That's not what I do in these readings. But I get the sense that this is already underway. This could be what the emotional situation is about. Helpful people, the situation will improve. Okay, I like that energy for you. Okay, we have a bunch of cards here that want to come out. And then we have meditation brings answers, improving health, and ask for help from others. So there's a lot of support available to you here, Virgo. That is for sure. With helpful people, ask for help from others, the situation will improve, improving health. I get the sense that some of you really need to go into a period of like meditation, go into a period of being being alone, or just being with yourself in some way at this time. And especially if like there's an event coming up and you're just feeling like emotional, or you're feeling like there's an emotionally charged situation on the horizon, I would just say really take some time to, like, if meditation's not your thing, go for a walk, do whatever your thing is to really help you. You have the Ace of Cups. It's a weird reading, I have to be honest. The Page of Swords and the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is potentially something being concealed from you or hidden from you in the lower row. You have these two cards of like subconscious, of intuition in the subconscious row with the High Priestess and the Moon. Pretty big energy there, I have to say. You further have this Page of Swords as well, which can represent delays or disappointing news, setbacks, anything like that. In January, we're in this Mercury retrograde until February 3rd. And so just something to keep in mind. The High Priestess also is about intuition. There's something internal here. There's an internal struggle here happening, not only like at the subconscious level happening for you with the High Priestess, the Five of Wands, and the Moon. And it's pulling you in some ways. It's like, how do I describe this? It's a struggle for you. It's a conflict. It's an internal conflict. And you have the Ace of Cups as well with the Devil. It's interesting because I was picking that up as like a very challenging person. This could be around a connection. This could be around partnership, somebody that you're already in a relationship with. Let's keep moving forward. You have the Strength card, the Seven of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is something that's moving quickly. Again, you have the Knight of Swords here as well in the middle. So what I would say is in the next 3 months, it's going to be a whirlwind time for you. Okay, there's going to be a lot of events. There's going to be a lot of different situations that happen for you here between the next 2.5 to 3 months for you. And it's going to be very, very important that you connect with yourself at this time to help yourself out through this period of change. The Knight of Wands can represent moving or moving to a new location, anything like that, but it's also like the Mavericks card, somebody who's capable of doing a lot of different things, wearing a lot of different hats, a jack of all trades type of thing. But I think it's talking to your probably the potential that you will be doing a lot of different things here in the next 2.5 to 3 months. You also have this Seven of Cups here, which is confusion. It can also represent overwhelming. It can say on a more positive note that you have a lot of choices at hand. You have a lot of options available to choose from. But there is actually something here that's confusing you, and it's whatever is happening and coming in like a wrecking ball. Whatever chaotic energy, there's like a confusing energy here that's coming in. The Strength card tells you to hold your ground and have strong boundaries. So let's keep moving forward. You have the Six of Pentacles, you have the Five of Swords, and you have the King of Cups. Okay, so we have King energy here, as well as the Emperor. Some of you dealing with a masculine, and that may be where this emotionally charged situation is developing. At the end of the day, though, all parties here are getting justice. Okay, you can see the scale here on the Six of Pentacles card. Combined with the Judgment card is like legitimate karma, and this could be around an inheritance for some of you, okay? Because the Six of Pentacles can indicate financial karma. If it's not inheritance, it can mean that maybe somebody owes you money, or you might have even been promised money in a job, and like a job raise or something like that, and that may be coming back around, okay? You may be getting your due here in a good way. And so I see that coming. There's a conflict or a challenge between you and a masculine, for sure, with the King of Cups, King of Wands, Emperor, and now that Five of Swords. And now we have this Knight of Swords here coming in once again with, remember, we had the Knight of Swords in the middle as well with that Seven of Cups. Somebody's confusing you. The way that they're acting is confusing you. So let's see here. Let's pull some additional messages from the Kipper deck. Very specific message, very different type of energy that I'm picking up on in this reading that normally doesn't come forward in other readings. Okay, so you have Thief. Okay, interesting. Adjudication, Toil and Labor, Main Female, Distant Horizons, and Sudden Wealth. Gift of cash, gift of, getting something or sharing your gift. Remember, we had this Coffin, unexpected income. Now we have this gift card showing up here. It's interesting because as well as the sudden wealth, and I get the sense that some of you, it's an inheritance pretty strongly. Not everybody's going to be dealing with that. But for others of you, it is around karma relating to money and money coming back to you in some way, whether it's you loaned somebody money or, you've been promised a job raise. I see that that's favorable. And I think it's going to be about, like, the way that this is going to work out is it's going to come down to you sticking up for yourself here with the the Queen of Swords and the Strength card, which is about power. And it's interesting because the Distant Horizons card can represent like 3 to 6 months in the future. So yeah, I see this situation like really, really coming to a head here, maybe sometime in March or something along those lines. But overall, that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. Take care, have a great day, and I will see you in the next reading.